We all have seen post-apocalyptic movies which follow a nuclear war or a world after a great pandemic, but the real apocalypse awaits is the antibiotic resistance, and post-COVID-19 is COVID-19 being a license to use unlimited antibiotics. This is our presentation for today. In 2019, the CDC produced this paper showing the increased incidence of antibiotic resistance in US. Here we see the data from India where the Klebsiella resistance has rapidly increased even among carbapenems and is on the rising trend for the polymyxins. In a search for the risk factors which drive antibiotic resistance, this is a systemic review which find out that antibiotic usage is the major cause for increasing antibiotic resistance in the world. Now if we search how the usage is there in the COVID-19, we find this paper from IDSA which shows that there is an increased prescription of broad spectrum empirical therapy in COVID-19 despite of positive data. We need antimicrobial policies and stewardship interventions to reduce the inappropriate use of antimicrobials. So this is a practical bedside recommendations to minimize the unnecessary antimicrobial exposure that we give to critically ill patients, especially in COVID-19. The prerequisites are the standard patient protection by infection control program should be ensured, and the most important thing, that is the hand hygiene compliance has to be there in the ICU, and control of transmission of MDR infections should be there. The first step is collection of microbiological specimens has to be done before starting the antimicrobial therapy given individual patient's clinical condition. Use proven effective short course antibiotic regimen, especially in hospital acquired and ventilator acquired pneumonia, which is 7 days, community acquired pneumonia, which is 5 days, acute exacerbation bronchitis 3 days, complicated intra-abdominal infection 4 days, and complicated urinary tract infection, which is 5 days. This is the management principle for COVID-19, where empirical coverage is recommended in CAP without a confirmed COVID-19, but once you get the confirmation, you can stop the antibiotics and you can start them based on Procal and other factors if you are suspecting a superinfection with a bacteria. The other thing is, do not start broad spectrum antibiotics for the outdated healthcare associated pneumonia. Instead, use the MDR risk factors of the HAP-VAP guidelines. This is the latest 2016 IDSA HAP-VAP guidelines which show the MDR resistance pathogen risk factors. Please see these risk factors only, then go for a broad spectrum antimicrobial cover. In community acquired pneumonia, these were the guidelines which were published in 2019, and these guidelines show that there is no reason to add a MRSA or Pseudomonas cover if you are not having specific risk factors. You can manage them with the same antibiotics which you are using for even non-severe patients. VAT, which has been defined as fever with no other recognizable cause with a new or increased sputum production associated with the positive ETA culture of 10 to the power 6 yielding a new bacteria and no radiological evidence of nosocomial pneumonia. In these cases, it is always recommended to not administer any antibiotics if there is no evidence of pneumonia. The next is, do not use combination therapy of antibiotic for a known susceptible bacteria. There is no reason to go for a combination. Always go for source control as rapidly as you can. Do not delay it, like line removal or abscess drainage. Optimization of the antibiotic pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics, the PK/PD parameters, is extremely important to reduce the antimicrobial usage. Lastly, de-escalate antibiotics when patient is showing clinical improvement and or cultures are going negative. Thank you for your patience, and check our website for further information and try to reduce the unnecessary use of antibiotics in COVID-19 and critically ill patients.